Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're going to talk about XRP. I'm going to start with this. The end game is just money moving invisibly, as easy as information. David Schwartz said that. And the thing is, because it's something so simple as moving the world's money, why does it scare so many people? The big banks are terrified of XRP. That's the reason we have the SEC lawsuit going on right now, buying them time to come up with an alternative. But they're never going to have an alternative to XRP. You just can't compete with on-demand liquidity. And the thing is, they're trying to hold on to the banking system so they can manipulate it to benefit themselves. XRP fixes that. Here we go, folks. Global crypto regulations incoming. Joe Biden leads critical call for game-changing global Bitcoin and cryptocurrency regulations. Now, this allows them to fast-track regulations, and then they'll fast-track a CBDC. And the only reason they ever mention Bitcoin is for the normies of the world, the people outside of the crypto space. Because if you talk to someone outside of crypto and you mention cryptocurrency, the first thing they always say is, "Are you talking about Bitcoin?" But the thing is, we know Bitcoin's not going to be part of that new financial system that they're going to fast track now. And the thing is, I feel that they should pick the right people to regulate crypto. The SEC is not fit to regulate crypto. The CTFO, I have no faith in them either. And most of the lawmakers are a joke. Elizabeth Warren should not even talk about crypto, in my opinion. We need somebody that's going to look out for the retail investor moving forward. Then you see covers of magazines like this. So you see Crypto's Downfall, In Ruins, The Fall of a Crypto Empire. It looks very bad for crypto. Any new investor that sees this would be like, "Oh, I'm not getting into crypto now. It looks like it's going to zero." But this is what happens right before we pull a full 180. And then you get those euphoric times. And that's where I believe we're headed very soon. Crypto giant Ripple eyes deals for FTX assets. Now, this tells me I invested in the right cryptocurrency. The boss of U.S. crypto giant Ripple is eyeing parts of FTX, the exchange that spectacularly collapsed this month amid allegations of fraud and mismanagement. Brad Garlinghouse, who runs the crypto cross-border payments firm, said he would pick over the carcass of FTX and would be interested in buying the parts that serve business customers, as well as its stakes in other companies. There are about 100 companies affiliated with FTX. Garlinghouse said FTX disgraced founder and former chief executive Sam Bankman-Fried called him on Wednesday before it went bust, and he sought to round up investors to rescue his business. He described his mood as chipper despite the dire situation. That's how I know I invested in the right cryptocurrency. Because you see Ripple out there when crypto looks like it's at its absolute worst, Ripple never looked better. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, during the panel moderated by CNBC Karen, referred to FTX situation and said that the company isn't looking for tax heaven in countries like the Bahamas, but they want to run their business in a country with big economy and friendly regulations. Currently, we can see the fight for crypto hub between cities like Singapore, Dubai, and London. There is still loads of work to do with regulations in these places, according to Brad Garlinghouse. CNBC Karen asked Mr. Garlinghouse, referring to the fact that Ripple has no debt and $1 billion on account, is Ripple have a plan to be a predator in the current bear market? There is nothing wrong with being opportunistic and getting good assets at good prices, said Brad Garlinghouse. And that's the thing. When crypto looks like it's at its worst, we see Ripple out there on a massive marketing campaign, non-stop hiring and non-stop growing and building throughout the world. That's how I know I invested in the right cryptocurrency. Link2 portfolio company Ripple and Binance have both asked to be licensed by the Financial Conduct Authority, UK lawmakers were told on Monday. So Binance, the world's largest crypto exchange by trading volume, is in talks with regulators at the moment. Binance Vice President for EMEA Government Affairs, Daniel Trinder, told a hearing of the Treasury Select Committee. Ripple plans to apply for a license as the firm develops its business in the country, head of policy Susan Friedman said. Ripple employs around 60 people in the UK. The committee was told, our current business model does not require Ripple to be registered with the FCA, though as we expand our footprint in this country, which we are looking to do, we will be seeking those registrations and permissions, Friedman said. And that's what I believe happened here in the United States as well. Brad went in there, met with the SEC, was hoping that they would get the green light to move forward, and that's then ended up in a lawsuit. Overseas, though, things look a lot different. In the UK, they welcome crypto with open arms. They welcome Ripple with open arms. It's a lot different over there. That's why they're moving so much ahead of us as far as innovation. I believe you will see Ripple push for access in areas like Europe, but that again is just the initial snowball effect. The ecosystem will grow on its own after the initial push because it has real utility and it solves a real problem, especially for big financial institutions. Now, I believe the banks here in the US most likely want to utilize Ripple as well. They want to push on with XRP at some point, just like you see happening overseas, bank after bank partnering with Ripple. And the thing is, at some point, something will give, and this lawsuit cannot go on forever. And I know Ripple is going to win that lawsuit. The U.S. needs Ripple more than Ripple needs the U.S. This, according to the new CEO of failed cryptocurrency exchange FTX, describes the company's current standing after a liquidity crisis came to light early this month. FTX bankrupt promises central bank digital currency. Now, I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I want to mention one part of this. However, many caution that increased federal regulations will only shackle free market Bitcoin and help the federal government launch a central bank digital currency and a Chinese style social credit system, as Starbucks warned. There are already laws in place to address criminal activity, laws against fraud, counterfeiting, and money laundering, all charges that Sam Bankman-Fried is facing in the court of public opinion. Now, those laws are already in place to take care of Sam Bankman-Fried, but they're using those same laws and saying we need to expand those laws into crypto. The reason they're doing that is because they want to regulate out Bitcoin and push forward with a central bank digital currency. That, I believe, was the plan all along. And now everything looks like it's about to get fast tracked. Ripple lawsuit. SEC supporter fails to file their amicus brief, most likely because now they see how corrupt the SEC is. That case looks like it could end at any moment. But then Brad Garlinghouse said this, that the final arguments in the XRP lawsuit would be presented to the presiding judge by the end of November. From then, it could take 2 to 6 months to close the case, depending on how long the judge decides to take. Now, the thing is, I believe this judge is most likely fed up with this case. Hopefully, we get a settlement much sooner, or a judgment much sooner in favor of Ripple. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. And then out of the ashes, the phoenix will rise. Once this lawsuit ends, that's it. If you're not holding XRP at the time that this lawsuit ends, you're going to be paying a high price for XRP because the market is going to reflect that news before you even get a chance to buy in. And I say it all the time because I keep hearing people tell me, well, as soon as that lawsuit ends, I'll get into XRP. At that time, it's going to be too late. But everything looks great right now for XRP holders. It's all good news ahead, in my opinion. We're going to see the lawsuit end. Then we're going to see Flare go live at some point as well. After that, it'll be the ISO talks, most likely, especially the way they're trying to fast track regulations, because next will come a fast track CBDC. I believe that whole thing with FTX was a massive setup. I'm going to do another video where I'm going to talk about Tether as well, because I see a difference between what's going on right now as far as FTX. They're also trying to tie Tether into that as well now. Some big looks like they're planning. We'll have to wait and see though. But with that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you that watch my videos. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.